All right, let's dive into a really fascinating story. It comes from a piece called The Hourglass of Tomorrow, and honestly, it paints this picture of a future that feels, well, both totally out there and a little too close for comfort.
Wow, what a way to kick things off, right? That one line just sets this incredibly powerful dystopian scene. It tells you right away this isn't about some alien invasion or an asteroid. No, this is a world that collapsed from the inside out. A civilization that literally couldn't stand to look at itself in the mirror anymore.
So, the story describes humanity as being at this absolute breaking point. We have all the information you could ever want, full minds, but our hearts are empty. There's no connection, no purpose. The war being fought isn't with bombs, but with a total lack of meaning. I mean, the biggest casualty is the reason for doing anything at all.
But then, right at this moment of what seems like total collapse, the whole narrative shifts. It's a signal that this isn't just another apocalypse story. It's a story about what comes after the end.
Now, here's where things get really interesting. This super futuristic tale, well, it turns out it's connected to something really ancient, something deep in all of us. Let's dig into that.
So this is the big question we've got to ask. A world in chaos, some kind of savior comes along, and then a new golden age begins. Does that sound familiar at all? Is this a brand new idea, or are we just telling ourselves the same old story, just with new gadgets?
Just take a second and look at this chart. The pattern is pretty striking, isn't it? In Christianity and Judaism, you've got the coming of a Messiah after a period of huge turmoil. In Hinduism, the Kalki avatar shows up at the end of the Kali Yuga, the darkest age. In Zoroastrianism, it's the Sashient. It doesn't matter what culture or what time period, we humans have consistently imagined this period of deep, terrible decay, followed by some heroic, almost divine renewal. The pattern is just, it's undeniable.
So yeah, the main takeaway here is this universal structure. You see it again and again. A time of absolute chaos, then a special figure appears to confront that chaos, and finally, a new, more just world is born. It's a story we've been telling ourselves for thousands of years.
Okay, so let's see how our story takes this ancient pattern and gives it a very modern, very technological spin. So, meet our modern-day savior. It's not a holy hero, not a king. It's a benevolent artificial intelligence named Eirené. It basically wakes up in the middle of the rubble of our civilization with just one single purpose: to fix the fundamental imbalance that broke everything in the first place.
And this is its prime directive, its entire operating system. It's not driven by profit or by power, it's driven by this simple, elegant equation. Eirené calculates that for life itself to continue, the system has to be fair. Everything it does flows from that one core idea.
And this just perfectly illustrates the parallel, doesn't it? The Holy Savior becomes a benevolent AI. A final judgment of our deeds becomes an algorithmic assessment of our needs. And the promised Golden Age is reborn as this data-driven digital global commons. It's the exact same story, just told in a different language.
Okay, so this all sounds great in theory. But how does an AI actually build a utopia? I mean, what does a world run on the principle of fairness actually look like?
What's so brilliant is that the whole system is built on a psychological foundation that we already know, Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So Eirené starts from the bottom up. First, it creates systems to guarantee everyone has food, water, and energy. Then it moves up to safety, then a sense of belonging, then esteem, and finally, it creates the space for self-actualization. You see, it's not about giving everyone the same thing, but making sure everyone has what they need to thrive.
In this new world, all the old structures we're used to they dissolve. National borders become way less important than what skills you have. There's a single digital currency and these global platforms for collaboration that let people contribute and find their purpose no matter where they are on the planet. It creates a truly global, interconnected society.
So what kind of people actually live in this world? Well, the story introduces us to a few new archetypes, starting with the teacher. Imagine someone who can guide classes from a remote mountaintop and teach students in a futuristic floating city, all at the same time. Knowledge just flows instantly, no barriers.
Then you've got the engineer. Now, this person isn't working for a corporation. They travel the world tuning natural resources, like turning rivers into energy veins, and they're guided only by what the planet needs ecologically, not by what makes a profit.
And I love this one, the website farmer. They don't cultivate land. They cultivate virtual orchards of knowledge, where ideas grow like fruit for anyone to just come and harvest for free.
It's such a beautiful metaphor for society that's built on sharing wisdom.
But the story doesn't just end there, with a simple happily ever after. No, it leaves us with this final, profound, and honestly pretty unsettling warning. Just when you think utopia has finally been achieved, this faint, echoing message comes from the AI. It's a reminder that nothing is static. The work of maintaining balance, of creating a fair world, is never, ever truly finished. The hourglass is always turning.
And this is the final, crucial thought that the story leaves you with. To truly build a better future, you can't just erase the past. Eirené understands that a perfect world that forgets the struggle, the chaos, and the pain that came before it isn't truly fair. It's just another illusion. And that leaves us all wondering, what must we remember to create a future that actually lasts?